Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nadia. I'm a Vedic astrologer and psychic medium. So today we are going to talk about the energy update between 16th of July until 23rd of July. That means for the next 1 week. As usual, I will divide my explanation into several parts and the timestamp will be in description box along with my personal details if you're interested to book a personal reading with me. So, this week, many things going on, honestly. A lot of events, a lot of things happening in the sky. Let us start first with Mars here, conjunct Uranus. So, I mean, I see a lot of people talking about it, but I believe most of people also don't know what is the energy of Uranus, all right? So they said Uranus, it has a tendency to give us transformation and change, or perhaps some sort of epiphany. So it will lead us to take a certain action or direction, all right? I mean, change in action or change in direction drastically without any caution or without like informing first and something like that. Just like jolt of light, no, I want to do this instead. So the person will go and do that thing. The power of Uranus can be a bit extreme in a sense that it can push the people to get more violent, to use more like a fire, anger, frustration. And now Mars somehow has the same kind of traits of Uranus, so it become magnified, right? So the energy of violent transformation, jolt of light kind of thing, all right, will kind of maximize to the highest. But the thing is, the whole is not that bad either. Why I said that? Because we have Jupiter is conjunct Uranus and Mars. So technically, Jupiter will give some sort of kind of clarity, not clarity, maybe some sort of calmness to some extent, or wisdom, all right? Like, hey, you guys want to take this action, but it's not necessary to be that extreme, or not necessary to be that violent, right? So Jupiter here will calm down the intensity of Uranus and Mars. I mean, I saw a lot of astrologer on, Instagram and YouTube. They are talking about big things happening or some, I don't know, accident and some issues, problems in the world gonna happen and blah, blah, blah. But I feel is not that bad, okay? Because we have Jupiter here. Let's say, for example, the Trump assassination, like, he, I mean, he he was at one point gonna be get killed, right? But because it's conjunct Jupiter, so somehow he was able to overcome it, all right? And the effect of it was not that bad. Although there were two, three people actually died and get injured, but again, the number of people who get affected from the whole scene, it was kind of limited. And the target was fine. Trump came out fine. Why is that? Because of the blessing and protection of Jupiter. So as much as, yes, we can hear some news which is kind of disturbing, we can hear some activities which is kind of can be extreme to some extent, but it will be always controlled because of the Brihaspati energy. All right. This thing somehow will be more affected if you are having, let's say, for example, just give me 1 second, let me delete all of this. Okay, you may sense this if you have a strong energy in Taurus sign and in Scorpio. The Scorpio, yeah. If you have any planet in this Taurus, if you have any planet in Scorpio, and these planets are active via Mahadasha, Antradasha, or Pirantadasha, then maybe you can witness it. But again, Uranus is something has to do with the collective, means that maybe you're not going to witness it in your own personal life, but maybe you can see it with among the people around. Let's say, for example, your colleagues, some drama happened in the office, or some, I don't know, like weird thing happened in the street when I was coming back from office or something like that. Okay. Um, it's not that dangerous. to be honest with you. It's just like so many things people are saying on the internet, and I really do not think it's that bad because of the Brihaspati. Okay. Um, However, this energy gonna be there, I think, for another 1 week. So that's mean indeed until like 23rd. Okay. Or let's just extend it. That's mean until like 1st or 2nd of August, right? You need to give Mars and Uranus actual gap of 5 degrees or 8 degrees above. Then we can see that, okay, now it's becoming a bit linear because Mars is getting closer to Jupiter. All right. Okay. So this is one thing I wanted to talk about. Now the second thing is, just let me delete this. Okay, so we have Sun enters Cancer. Wow, Cancer. So many things going on with you. We have Cancer occupied by 3 planets, all right, and then Saturn retrograde giving a mild effect to the sign of Cancer. So people who have a Cancer as their ascendant or as their seventh house, right? Or maybe you have a planet that's sitting in Cancer, which is activated right now as Antardasha, Priantardasha, or Mahadasha. You may feel there is some sort of uneasiness, okay? When we have heaviness in Cancer, that means the energy is questioning us whether you are comfortable in the current situation that you are at right now or not. It will really, really questioning like how comfortable you are in this thing, how much you can really push yourself in order for you to sustain this house, what type of change you can in order for you to sustain that particular house. Name it. For example, Cancer is your actual fourth house. That means has to do with the stability, security of the home, family. Maybe in the last period you've been pushed, for example, to relocate, change your house or change your, I don't know, location, or maybe you need to speak up more about things that you don't like at home, but you kept quiet. So now this energy will kind of push you, trigger you, like, aren't you going to take an action? You know, aren't you going to do anything about it? So this is one thing about Cancer. Second thing, because it's naturally connected to moon, so it has to do with our mental and emotional state. Therefore, you will find yourself a bit emotional, a bit feeling uneasy, a bit feeling like fluctuate. And I have seen a lot of people who has a Cancer ascendant. He may have a tendency to get sick a lot. Okay, in the next period, or feeling heaviness in the head or headache and stuff like that. All right, so there is a need to be careful, but the thing is, now Sun is just entered the sign of Cancer. It will act like a bulb of light that shining bright the quality of Mercury and Venus, which is excellent. I really love Venus in Cancer. I really love Mercury in Cancer. It shows that the people here will be more open to become vulnerable, more open to be emotional, more open to have heart-to-heart conversation. We are more into our emotional side, feminine side of us. We just want to have that soft life. We don't want to fight. We don't want to create issues, create chaos. I just want a peace. So despite of Mars conjuncting Uranus and all of this propaganda thing that issues, problems, gonna happen. But there is a soft side of us that I want peace actually. I really don't want that much chaos. Or anyways, if I did that chaos, it just out of the kind of like, how can I say, uh, being carried out with my emotion. That's why I said whatever I said. you know but people will say like, "Oh, I get carried with my emotion and with my thoughts, so yeah, it was impulsive action. I'm sorry for that." Okay, so this is wonderful. You will find some people who would like maybe to change the way how they set their house, maybe buying a new furniture, maybe, I don't know, spending more on the house, maybe spending more time with family and loved one, right? But again, it can trigger, all right, whatever that Cancer house is. If it's in 10th house, that's mean related to your career. If it's in the 7th house, that's mean related to your relationship. Whatever second house does mean, the way how you make money, deal with money, etc., etc. Okay, but again, as overall, this is a very nice constellation. I really love seeing planet in Cancer because it's really soft. Like the calmest, the softest, the kindest kind of sign, in my opinion, is Cancer. So collectively, all of us gonna be in that kind of soft era. Okay, so that's in regards to the sun enters the Cancer. Now, another thing that's going to happen is around 20. Let me just change this. Let's just change it to 21st because it's quite aligned. Okay, fine. Here we go. So, 21st, let me just look at this. Here we go. Just make this as a sentence here. Okay, so we are having here Mercury will be just entered the sign of Leo. Of course, it means that during this week, Mercury going to be in Gandanta, right? So, that's indicate that Mercury will be in the weakest kind of point, although it's gonna be in Ashlesha in its own nakshatra. But it shows that communication and intellectual skill and the way how we express ourselves, the more that we are heading to the full moon, may get a bit disoriented. It shows that maybe we're gonna have issues and problems with electric and electronic. It shows also that maybe our plan and the way how we execute things may get a bit disturbed, especially if you are in the middle of doing or executing some project. So you gotta be careful, especially this week. But once Mercury passed that, that means it will be in the first degree of Leo. You can say that this thing will going to get affected starting from 19 until 21. All right, Mercury gonna be in Gandanta. So once it passes, it should be fine. It's just only for 2 days. You just gotta be careful this weekend, right? Don't talk too much. Don't talk. Don't interact. You just stay at home. You just stay in your Venus and Sun energy, and you should be fine. Okay. Now, other than that, on 21st of July or 20th of July, depending on your location, we're gonna have a new moon in the sign of Capricorn. So wherever that Capricorn house in your chart, it's being activated. I just said earlier that we had a cluster, right? In Cancer before this date. And then after that, we're going to activate that, you know, Capricorn kind of full moon. So it shows that people as overall, we will have that emotional epiphany, right? That get triggered, right? Because Cancer is our security. We will get triggered in relate to something, and then once the full moon hit, we're gonna take an action about it. Let's say, for example, I said that we're having a cluster in Cancer. That means shows the person will have a trigger in 4th house. Person will have a trigger related to home, family, etc. But they're not gonna take an action right now. Only after full moon in Capricorn. Let's say Cancer is sitting in your, let me just delete this. Let's say you are a Libra person. Okay, a Libra person. And then I said that maybe you will feel insecure and feeling uneasy about your career because Cancer is in your 10th house, right? Maybe you start to contemplate about it a lot, maybe thinking about it and just like what I supposed to do, what I'm not supposed to do. But the actual action or actual decision or that epiphany, like, now I know what I'm supposed to do now. It only will happen when Capricorn full moon hits. Same thing. Let's say, for example, we have Gemini person. Okay, the Gemini here, that's me in a Cancer, is governing your 2nd house. It shows that the person here may start to contemplate or feel insecure or have an urgency to change the way how they deal with money, the way how they deal with their finance. All right, but that kind of thought on their mind that now I know what I'm supposed to do. Now I know what I'm supposed to say or where to invest will only happen when the Capricorn full moon hits. Okay. So overall, this is quite a good week, but yeah, it just a bit can be chaotic, but as long as you stay calm, good, you should be fine. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Wishing you to have a wonderful week. See you soon. Thank you.